All right, class. All right, let's do a little introductory video here. This is your faithful instructor, actually doing this video from home today rather than at school. So as you know, I've got a little color here, a little accident with the fence this Labor Day weekend, but we're still chugging along. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody's had a good start to this class. Rather than talk about chapter material today, what I'd really like to focus on is what's going on in the discussion boards. If you read the syllabus, you notice that my discussion boards aren't like other discussion boards. So pretty much I have very high expectations for what gets posted there. I'm of course grading these personally. I don't have any teaching assistant helping with this class, and take this part of the course very seriously. So I have not graded everybody's, but I've got through a fair number of the discussion board postings, and I'm disappointed with what I have so far. So within this class, we've emphasized a bunch of stuff. One is the importance of actually reading the text. There's really no replacement for that, especially in the online environment. And of course, I've got a bunch of current events for you, and how I'm evaluating you in this course primarily is your ability to actually take that information from the text, take that information from the current events, and to bring those together. So you're talking about, hey, the chapter specifically, this section, this subsection, this specific paragraph is talking about globalization of markets or whatever it might be, with some specific information. And then over here, there's a current event article that's related to that, talking about addressing something specific to that. So my expectation on the discussion board is that you're going to clearly demonstrate to me that you have read and understood the text. You need to clearly demonstrate to me that you've read and understand all the current event articles, and that again you can integrate this information and specifically respond to what I might have asked you to respond to within that discussion board. That's not easy. This is a challenging discussion board, but expectations are high, and I'm not asking you to post gigantic amounts of information. I'm asking you to post at least 8 extremely high quality discussion board / essay postings throughout the semester. So just a couple tips here to get you headed down the right way. So when you're citing information from the text that clearly demonstrates you have read and understand that information, then you need to clearly cite where you're getting that information. It might be, if you get an electronic version of the book, you might have the subsection, for example. Somehow clearly indicate where you're getting that information from as a clear demonstration that you've been able to shift through all that chapter material and clearly identify the most important parts from the text that you can use to address the issue raised within the discussion board. So I want you to cite that. I want to clearly say page 27, the chapter on, or the subsection on advantages of operating overseas, or economies of scale, or whatever it is. Be highly specific about how you're citing that information, so I clearly identify rather than guess whether you read and understood that chapter material. Same thing with the current event articles. So ideally you will need to get a acceptable score. Clearly demonstrate that you've read those, and again can use those to integrate. So I'm not expecting on this discussion board just kind of one cite from the text and one cite to a particular current event articles. You need to clearly demonstrate you've read all that material. So for example, the question on week 1 discussion board about economists supporting free trade and investment, and what so there were multiple places in the text you could cite those. Ideally you would be citing multiple places on why within our current political environment why people don't support free trade and investment. There were multiple current event articles, so you shouldn't just be citing one. You need to clearly demonstrate you've read that material and use that to respond to the questions. Okay, so if you got questions about any of these specifically, once I post your grade, feel free to email me. We can do a Skype. You can stop by my office. I'm happy to provide more specific information in regard to your post. But I think you've got the key areas that I'm looking for. Again, a very detailed, highly integrative essay post on discussion board, and not today I read one article, I skimmed the chapter, or I skimmed one section of the chapter, so I'm talking about it here, and I skimmed one of the current event articles and I'm citing it here. That doesn't make sense. That's not going to get you anywhere within this class on the discussion board. So again, expectations are high, as they should be at such an outstanding institution as UTRGV. All right, hope you've enjoyed this post. Hope it gets you headed down the right track. Week 2 is posted. I'll have week 3 up sometime tomorrow, and you can work at your pace. Discussion board postings, however, are due no later than Friday at midnight, and also will be next week. We'll be coming up with your more integrative essay covering the first 3 chapters. So lots of stuff to do. All right, that's it. Bye-bye.